Yeah, so looks like we are good to start. So hello everyone, welcome you all to Meshery's development meeting. It's a weekly meeting that happens every Wednesday, and so once again we are back with it. Um, I'll once again take this link and we'll share with you all in chat that you can so that you can. Okay, so thank you, Lee. There's this docs link in chat that you can use to mark your attendance by writing your name, and also you can mention any of the agenda items that you may have that you want to share today. So talking about Meshery is CNCF's 10th fastest growing project and is a cloud native manager, which lets you collaboratively design, deploy, and manage your cloud native infrastructure. It seamlessly integrates with all the 150 plus CNCF projects and other popular projects too that you can check out. Link to which I'll share in chat. You can head on to this link and can experience all the features and capabilities of Meshery. So once again, you will have to use the link that is in chat. Yep, so let's kick things off. And before we get to the topics, we'll follow our tradition, and that is everyone who is new on the call, they get this chance to introduce themselves. So I'm taking a look at the Zoom's participant list. And Mohit, is it the first time that you're joining development call? If it's true, can you please go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Mohit and I'm in my final year and I am learning Golang and interested in UX design and want to contribute to layer 5 and the community. Yeah.
Thank you, Mohit, for your introduction. So by chance, have you taken any assignments already, or are you still looking for one?
I'm looking forward.
Thank you. So we'll try to get you one before you get off the call. And also, I highly recommend you to join newcomers meeting that happens every Thursday, so that you have better understanding of which parts in UX you can contribute. So there are a couple of call for volunteers out there, so you can take up. Thank you, Mohit. Then next up, Sujal, is it the first time that you're joining this call?
Yeah, yeah, this is my first time joining this meeting. So,
Yeah, do you mind giving? Yeah, please go ahead.
so I'm Sujal Gupta, and I have been working at Accenture as a software developer for past 1 year, and I'm now looking to contribute to Meshery. And in the past, I have tried to contribute to it, but never focused my efforts towards it. Now, at this time, I'll be making sure that I focus on one project itself. And I have already claimed one issue, which is from this project assistant, and I was trying to set it up, and I was about to ask for help regarding it.
Yeah, so excellent, Sujal. So, yep, time to time we discuss assistant items too on this call, and there are maintainers present on the call that can help you out. So, yeah, do sound off with that in chat. One of them will take a look at the questions that you have.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Utkarsh is also joining us for the first time. So, if this is the case, Utkarsh, can you go next and give your intro?
Hello. Actually, this is my like fourth or fifth time. So yeah.
Thank you for confirming. So I think Raghav is the last newcomer on the call today for us. So Raghav, can you please go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello, everyone. I'm a fourth year BTech grad from India. My name is Raghav Agarwal, and I'm a new to open source. I have been learning Golang and getting myself familiar with the codeways of Layer 5. Looking forward to contribute here. Thanks.
Thank you for your intro, Raghav. And it's really amazing that you're starting your open source journey with Layer 5. So I would say you would get all the support that you would need. So once again, we are also excited. All right, so it looks like that is all for all the newcomers today on the call. If we left anyone, make sure you introduce yourself in the chat. And also, if you have not already, make sure you write your name in the attendees. The link to this meeting minutes will be in chat. I'll once again share this. And yep, if you have any item that you want to share today, you can also write them in this docs itself. So with that said, let's get started with the topics. And the first item is from Izoma on Helm plugin to generate snapshot. So I'll just take a look if we have kept we do. So Izoma, do you want to go next and give your update?
For the Helm plugin to generate snapshots. And was that left some review for me, which making sure that I fix everything that he asked me to, so this can be merged. Then once this is merged, I need to work on the second phase, which is handling the asynchronous part of this plugin. Lee asked that I write the sort of the steps in the deck slides, and that is the next thing I have to do once I'm done with the snapshots phase 1. So right now I'm just working to complete all the comments written by.
Yeah, one question. So did we finalize that how we will handle Helm plugin installation for different platforms and architecture?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
So suppose like how we will ensure that the Helm plugin that is installed is according to the OS and the architecture.
Yeah, on the document, right, there was a place they stated how to do that, and I included that in the plugin.yaml. I think when I push my changes, it's be in the pull request. Yeah.
Yeah, Yujima, hey, for the benefit of everyone else, can you share the design spec and give people some context as to what you're talking about? If you have an updated
okay.
sequence diagram, that would be helpful as well. It's just that is otherwise, I'm not sure if of the update that you're providing that it's necessarily very meaningful to those that have been following, and those that haven't been following don't really know about you.
Okay, can I share the link to the document here?
Yep.
All right. I don't know, something is blocking me from sending it. The AI, read AI meeting notes.
AI is getting already, huh? It is.
Okay. Yeah, I've sent it now. So I'm currently working, for those who are not aware of this.
Sorry to interrupt, Izoma, like by chance are you sharing your screen? So
oh, okay, all right, let me share my screen. Sure. I think because I'm making some changes, I may not be able to demo like what I have done so far, but I did that the last time. But let me just explain. So I'm currently working on a Helm plugin to help generate Meshery snapshot. Meshery snapshot of designs. So this feature already exists in the main application, but what we are trying to do now is I think you can generate a snapshot from the UI, and you can also you can also use, like, I think whenever we raise a pull request, for most of us that have contributed, we see the snapshot that is being generated based on like what we did. So I am trying to create a plugin that helps users to do that. So the command, I don't know if I should go into the details for the command of the plugin, but yeah, the command, the plugin has several functionalities, in the sense that the user or the person that's trying to use this must not have to have a Meshery account. All right, so you can be an anonymous user, you can be a current user, and one of the features is that when you use the plugin to generate a snapshot, based on the Helm plugin to generate a snapshot, you provide a Helm chart, and that's so when you provide the Helm chart, we generate a snapshot of that. and we can send the link of the snapshot to your terminal, and we can also deliver that to your email depending on the command you provide. Right. So another feature of this is okay, let me not talk about the features. What I have done, basically, I have done the synchronous part, in the sense that when you generate, when you run the command, you're able to get a snapshot. I cannot really demo during this call because I made a change and I'm not sure it might break if I try running it. But once you run that command, it generates a snapshot URL, right? And that is sent to the terminal. So far, that is what I've done, right? And once that PR is meshed, I'm going to work on this, sending the snapshot to the user's email. Yes, I think, Lee, this is all I can say, at least for today. I'm sure by next week, the PR is supposed to be meshed, so I can do a demo for that. But right now, I really can't.
Yeah. Hey, yeah. You're doing a darn fine job too. You get a lot of, we ride you a bit, or I do anyway. I feel like I do. And you respond really well, which just makes me so happy. So just as some feedback on the side. So thanks a bunch for taking people through this. One thing that if we have we were to pull up a pull request maybe in the Meshery repo and just show people real fast, like one version of the snapshot that you're referring to, that'll help cement it for everyone.
All right. Coming, let me pull up the Meshery. Okay, so let me go to pull request. Maybe. Wow.
Of course.
Let me go to a completely closed one.
Yeah.
That's
so
supposed to be.
So there's a few of you that I just tagged in chat. So Matthew and and Taiwu, Sujal, Raghav, Musa, Mohit, Kenneth, Ibrahim, Doreen, others that Anuj, and there's a list, but others that aren't necessarily here all the time or haven't heard of this effort previously. A lot of what Ujima is saying is for your benefit, so that you can collaborate, provide feedback, and engage with her and others as she works on this plugin. So Meshery here, let me
for some reason I can't find any. I think.
I wonder if they're so for all those names that I prattled off. Hey, look at that! The first one I click on, it's right there. That's amazing. For all those names that I just mentioned, what we were taking a moment to help explain some of the activities and some of the projects around Meshery. Here's a project that Matthew, or a pull request that Matthew had recently submitted. So he's enhancing the Meshery CLI. Wonderful. As he does that, he submits a pull request, like a lot of us do when we're contributing to a project. If that project would like for Meshery to enhance the contributing experience, to the extent that that experience, that the project that people are working on runs on Kubernetes or is cloud native, in the sense that it's about infrastructure and it runs on infrastructure. Well, you're able to plug in Meshery and have it run and take a snapshot of that project's deployment. And so this is just and then it takes a snapshot, and one of the integrations that Meshery has is with GitHub to just add a comment. So you can see the comment here. It's just an image, just a picture of a Meshery design file. That design file, like Yojima was saying, could be the original source of it might have been from a Helm chart. And to the extent that maybe you like these snapshots, but you're not necessarily dealing with pull requests all the time. Maybe you're using Helm as a CLI, and you're working with your Helm chart, and you'd like to get a snapshot like this. Well, Iojima is helping ensure that that we have a plugin with the Helm CLI. And if, just as a random example, if you have a terminal, mine happens to be beautified with this beautiful background here. But if you happen to be working, whether you're working on a project or not, maybe you're using Helm to deploy charts or create a chart or delete charts or whatever else Helm does, the Helm CLI. Iojima is making a new command, a new Helm plugin. Iojima, refresh my memory, once as a user of the Helm CLI, once you have enabled a snapshot, or I'm sorry, once you have enabled a plugin, to use that, to invoke that plugin, would you just directly call the plugin, or do you need to say plugin and then call?
No, just Helm snapshots. You don't need to call plugin again.
Nice. So this is what Iojima is doing. She's creating this whole brand new plugin for Helm. The behavior of which would be when you say to take a snapshot of a particular Helm chart, that the result of executing this command would essentially be that you'd get back a similar image that we just saw on the pull request, a snapshot of your Helm chart. So yeah, pretty cool. Iojima is making some quick work of it. She's going to be on the other side of it fairly soon. There's a couple of different ways that you can use the snapshot, et cetera, et cetera. Her good work, her good deed there doesn't go unpunished. Any good deed here will be punished with us asking that she do more, or maybe some of you do more with her. So some of us have used the Helm command line, that CLI, sure. Some of us have used, and some of us haven't. Some of us have used the Docker CLI, sure. Some of us have used the Kubernetes CLI, kubectl or kubectl. Well, kubectl has a plugin framework that I'm not terribly familiar with, or there's a plugin package manager for kubectl called Crew. And yeah, it starts with a K. Some of you are familiar with that. Anyway, there's an open request that we create a very similarly functioning plugin for kubectl. And if that's of interest, or you want to tag along or collaborate or help advance that, please contact Iojima. Please say so. By the way, she's going to need some beta users of the Helm snapshot of her new plugin. So I would expect she'll be fairly vocal, maybe on the discussion forum, asking for feedback and explaining, what it does. And heck, she might even put out a blog post. And so, does anybody have, just questions, or is anybody sort of interested in this particular area, and you want to say so now, so that Iojima gets a chance to meet you and collaborate with you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just I saw when you shared that the snapshot is what we was seeing in the GitHub action previously, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just wondering how, because when we are running the CLI. So you made a change in your infrastructure, you apply, you make a pull request, and then it will generate that snapshot. But we don't really have the state before your change. You can just see what is applied. Is it possible, you may think, that we have the a GIF of both? So in the snapshot, we could have the previous version and the new version? Because I don't think currently it will work like that, but in the CI, for me, it looks like it could be really interesting. Like when you check the code, you can see the change before and after your changes. It looks like to me it could be interesting to have the same behavior, but it's
I
perhaps
think
not something easy.
that could be
Yeah.
possible. Yeah, that could be possible. But just one question. So when you say you want to see the different changes, so you want to see them in the snake, like when you make a change to a particular to the same Helm chart, right? You want to see the difference in the same snapshot. Is that what you mean?
Yes, because like I say, when you check the code in, for example, in GitHub, you check the pull request files, you see the value before your changes and the new value that the change you made. And I just want to see if it could be possible to have the same behavior on the snapshot. Say, so for example, if in my changes in my infrastructure, I added a pod in the snapshot, I can see that previously that pod was not there and now it's present.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay. Well, yeah, good.
It's to be
Very
done in the
nice.
future. Yeah. Let me take note of that. The document.
Was there anything to add to that?
Yeah, as Matthew was saying, that showing a diff would be like very ideal and better to like identify like what are the basically changes. And I think like this will be most beneficial if we go in the second iteration of Helm plugin. So if you closely look at the design spec of that Helm plugin, we also mentioned that we will have a Helm releaser. So every time a new Helm chart gets published, we will have a snapshot of that Helm chart. So in that sense, we can also showcase that, okay, in the previous version of Helm chart and this particular version of Helm chart, okay, what are the differences or like what have changed instead of inspecting the Helm chart. So yeah, I think that is like a good to have feature and will be very helpful.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, while we're brainstorming for a moment, I just brought this illustration up here. It's not exactly what Matthew was saying, but it's kind of close. It's like, hey, when you're working with code and you submit a pull request, there is a definitive diff done. Like, here's what the code was before, here's what the code is after. And what he's suggesting is like, hey, maybe here's what the visual diagram of your infrastructure is before, and here's what that visual diagram is after. This isn't exact. Like if this had two pictures, the before picture and the after, that's more or less, what he's saying is like, hey, in that flow, it's pretty natural that you might see a before and after of the changes to your infrastructure design. Which is like, yeah, absolutely. Is such a great suggestion. Here's another one that I'll toss out. It has to do with what Uzair just said, which is, I'll toss out kind of two examples of what he just said and how potentially the project might want to get there. And that is that when you're creating a Helm chart, you're working with a number of files. And at some point, you bundle up, you package your chart into a tarball, into a tar.gz, into a single file. Well, as you bundle up those files, perhaps one of the files that you bundle might be a snapshot, just might be this image. That way, as you share your file with others, your chart with others, and they go to look at it and understand it, they might see a visual image of it. In the same way, we have discussed with, the Artifact Hub project. Meshery has integrated with Artifact Hub, and we have discussed with them the idea that when people visit Artifact Hub and look over whether it's a Helm chart, I'm trying to find the Helm, whether it's a Helm chart or maybe a Kubernetes manifest or maybe some of these other artifacts, that's an opportunity to show people the snapshot there as well. So if you're here and maybe you're looking for Prometheus, maybe you're looking for Prometheus and you're looking for in this case, it's the Helm chart for Prometheus. And you're wondering, hey, what's all included in this? Does this come with Thanos and Cortex or other things? Is this pre-configured with certain Prometheus rules and alerts configured, or what's inside of this? Well, Artifact Hub has the ability to show snapshots or to show images, graphics. And the idea is that, the Meshery snapshot can be included here as well. Awesome. Wow, what a topic. Who knew we were going to talk about that for half the meeting? That's great. So there's a design. So to kind of further what Matthew had said and some of the ideas that we've just had, the design spec that Iojima has shared is a really good spot to capture some of those potential futures, those potential nodes. The same thing, the same kind of brainstorming or the same thing is true for the potential kubectl plugin that has yet to be written. Maybe that plugin isn't just about snapshots. Maybe there's another aspect to it as well. I have an idea for a kubectl plugin that I don't know if everyone will quite get at the moment, but when Meshery manages Kubernetes clusters, it will install the Meshery operator. One of the controllers in the Meshery operator is called mesh sync. One of the controllers in the Meshery operator examines the cluster, looks at all the Kubernetes resources, gathers up their details, sends that information to Meshery server. So to the extent that Meshery server is managing many Kubernetes clusters, you'll have one Meshery operator installed per cluster. Each operator will be sending back details of the status of the resources in each cluster. Great, Meshery is a multi-cluster manager. Great. Sometimes it's too much to do to go install the operators in these clusters. Sometimes you just want to get a quick dump of all the details of the resources that are in a cluster. So if there was a Meshery plugin for kubectl that ran mesh sync just as a one-time, I'll use the word snapshot, but not to be confused, just as a one-time grab of all the data, all the information about the resources in that cluster, and we're able to bring that back. Meshery can then visualize that as a point-in-time view of all of the resources in your cluster without having to deploy the operator and get the operator connected to the server. And it could just be a little more convenient one-time snapshot to grab that data, bring it back to Meshery. And that could be used in various ways. Could be integrated into your GitOps pipeline if that was helpful and made sense. Like here's what your cluster looks like before Argo does the deployment, and here's what your cluster looks like after it does it. And in this way, you wouldn't have to necessarily run the Meshery operator on an ongoing basis. And so I'm going to take an action item and go write that down into an issue and see if we don't get people excited about it and moving it forward. All right, Vivek, we've totally run over. Yeah.
Thank you, Lee. So, yep. If you are interested into taking a look at the design specs, so the link is in the chat also. Sorry, in the chat and as well as in this docs. So once again, I'll be sharing this meeting minutes for all those folks who still have not access to it. You also can mark your attendance by writing your name if you have not already. All right, so it looks like the next item is from Matthew. So Matthew, do you want to go next and give your opinion?
Yes. So let me find that pull request.
Yeah, so I shared the link to your pull request in the chat.
Yeah, just okay. Should be good. Here, no. Sorry. Okay, you can see my GitHub, right?
Yep. We can, yeah.
Okay. So here I create a pull request after someone asked if it was possible to use the version flag in a Meshery CTL model export command. Basically, I just add the flag in the flag support in the command itself. On the server side, there was everything that was present, so I just add small changes for that. And yes, that's it.
So, yeah, I have reviewed the PR and the PR seems right. But Matthew, there's an open PR from me that deals with the import and export command both. So, if you could commit under that, that would be nice because that there are a lot of enhancements done after that particular export command was added. So, if you can commit under that, that would be very beneficial. I can provide you the link to that PR and you can easily commit under there this particular
Perfect.
function. Yeah.
Perfect. I will do.
Thank you, Matthew and Slow. So next item is from Chris about docs. So Chris, do we have Chris on call? Yep, we do.
Hi, yeah, sorry, I was on mute. Grabbing the pull request now. But basically the idea here, so yeah, we have this effort to make it easier to publish or make it possible to publish Meshery designs on Artifact Hub. And so that started a little while back. So we had the ability now to create Artifact Hub repositories for Meshery designs. Then there were some sort of like outreach to tell people that that's possible. And so that, I was working on some things like blog posts and things like that. But in working on that, it felt like there was a gap in the documentation, which would make those blog posts easier to point to somewhere and say, like, this is how you actually like take a design all the way from Meshery and push it into an Artifact Hub repository. So that is what this pull request is about. So share. Oh, well. Let me share my screen here. Just, or maybe I'll share this on. So this is the pull request. Added a new page in the tutorial section. Basically just giving kind of very basic overview of steps necessary. So this is basically to take a design from mesh map, pull it down, kind of get it, prepare it to publish to Artifact Hub, and then actually push to Artifact Hub. So some language here about the steps required. And then I took some screenshots of just like step by step, like going from mesh map and then exporting as an OCI. And then like I saw also some like just some basic stuff about actually creating repositories within Artifact Hub. Yeah, so that's really all this is. One new page in the documentation.
Thank you, Chris. So I'll just ask for any feedback or thoughts from all the folks that are on call. So looks like Lisa.
Oh, I've always got feedback. So first of all, this is wonderful. This is a sly suggestion in the form of a question, and it's still something of a question. That is that as people familiarize with Meshery, a lot of times they might go to meshery.io and they're looking over the features and maybe they get interested. Maybe they click on one of the integrations. They're like, oh yeah, I use this technology, this tool. They click on it, and when they do, they are here. Let me share that experience really fast. They're directed to a page that describes the integration. All right, so we're here. Oh yeah. Oh, I use AWS application autoscaling. Maybe I do, maybe I don't, but I use this. How does Meshery enhance my experience while I use this technology? Okay, interesting. What I'm trying to get to is, I think that type of information that Chris just wrote up would be really helpful, not only to be published in the place where he has put it, in the docs, but also to potentially, advertise or include that information in maybe a couple of other pages, like these integration pages. So if there's an integration page on Helm or on Artifact Hub, hey, it wouldn't hurt to call out the fact that like you can take your Helm charts. If you're an Artifact Hub user, you can take your Helm charts and to call that out. So my question was really like, these pages are auto-generated for the most part, because there's so many of these integration pages and there's so many individual components and things. But that automation shouldn't get in the way of us being able to customize each integration with additional specific info about that integration. And so my question was like, do we have a mechanism for that? And if so, does that make sense for Chris? And, is there a way for him to follow up to add that info? So Vivek, that might be a good question for you, actually. Is that feasible?
Can you please repeat the question again?
No, hell no. No one wants to listen to me go over that for another 2 minutes. Yep, that's a shame. So Vivek worked in this area, has worked on this template. I'll take it as a question and answer it later. Maybe it's a follow-up item that we do to help proliferate the work that Chris has done.
Yeah, I'll be sure to respond in Slack and follow up on this. So thank you, Chris and Lee. So any other comments? We'll wait for 10 seconds. All right, thank you for your update, Krish. So next up, we have Ankita about UI5 V5 migration. So Ankita, do you mind going next and giving yours?
Sure. So a quick context, we are migrating our existing pages up here on Meshery so that we can have them Material UI version 5 compatible. I was working on this specific page, which is workspaces, and this PR is in and around that. I've added the existing MUI version 4 code that we had, the components that we were using, we've changed it or migrated it to Assistant, and any other additional breaking change that MUI version 5 had listed in that change log has also been implemented. So we can go through the file changes and see the same. Two things left in this PR would be we have if you check here, we have a search bar that comes here, which is very specific, or it's a custom one made for Meshery, but we happen to have a similar one at Systent. So I have to update and modify this so that we have one consolidated Systent component and not two duplications. That's one thing that's left for me to do there. And the other one would be we have this specific file here that still uses width styles, which is a Material UI. It's not supported in Material UI version 5. So based on this, I have to make a couple of changes. That's all that I had for this PR. With the existing changes, the CSS and the other properties for all of these components, it works and it has been successfully migrated. I'm seeking some kind of assistance from Antoinette here. We use a grid component throughout all these pages, and she has an open PR where she wants to have she's looking for some specific functionality here. So if Antoinette could give us over Slack or over this PR thread, what are the specific requirements, I could go ahead and make those changes first and then keep implementing it. That's all from my end. Any suggestions?
Ankita, like while you are migrating the components, like are you also migrating from list styles to style components from System? Because like we want to remove the list styles and make styles with style components.
Yes, all of those, both on System. So specifically for workspace, there was no component out there on System that needed that change. But here for environment and adapters, there are a couple of components that need it. So
yeah, another question, like if you would go to that workspace page, there are like those cards, we use them across like also in other projects like Layer 5 Cloud. So are those from System or we are redefining these ones here?
These cards that you see here, the grid that's used inside these cards, it's from System currently, like while I'm changing it. But on the other places, the cards that's used, so every time the card is different, the matter inside the card that's there, it is Meshery specific. The only thing that's changed, that System has here is the grids that we are bringing in. So the front matter, the back matter of this card, it's all workspace specific or like Meshery specific. The same goes for the other components.
I think then we're redefining these. I think these can be reused and put in System, like you might connect with Sudhanshu. Like these cards can be put in System, so we reuse them because the same card is also in Meshery Cloud.
Got that. I'll take a note of this and I can connect with Sudhanshu and we can see the feasibility of having the entire card being configured at System, and then we can use that up. Sure. Thank you.
So like with these changes, like the whole workspace page is now done.
Yes, the entire workspace change, the components, all the components, the custom ones, and anything that's related to workspace, these ones up here, they're all done.
That seems nice. Like if you try, like, did you wrap then the whole page is used System? So just like everything is working together.
Yes, all of them have been wrapped up. I can take you through the code changes here. Just a moment. We've wrapped all of these in use System now, so that works.
No, I mean like just wrap the whole page with user just once, so each of the components get coherent. Like all of these are using the same System provider, so just wrap it once the whole page. Then we'd get like the whole page migrated.
Understood. You want it done in the pages thing out there. Sure, I'll get
just
that
once.
done. Understood. Thank you so much. Yep. That's
Thank you,
all
Ankita.
that I had.
So next up, we have this update from Amit about custom polygon shape. I'll quickly take a look if we have, we do. So Amit, do you want to go next?
Yes, yeah. I share my screen. Yeah. So for the context, we built this canvas by the Cytospace React library that provide some of the shapes that we get the current Meshery use. But Cytospace provide a functionality to create a custom polygon shape from the polygon point. So basically, I'm work on that. So I added some of the more polygon shape, so user can use for the achieve the different functionality. So these are the shapes that I created. So I added this shape on the my local Meshery integration sheet, and from that I update this all are the components.
But like in each model, we are putting these shapes like inside the Meshery shapes model or flowchart or across different models.
Yeah, some of in the Meshery flowchart and some of in the Meshery shapes.
Thank you, Amit. So do we have any other feedback or suggestions for Amit? All right, so then next update is from Once. So I'll take a look if we have, looks like we're missing them. So then, Algun, you are up next.
Yes, sure. So I've been working on this tutorial on deploying Apache Cassandra with the stateful set in Meshery Playground, and I've raised its PR. So if anyone wants to have a look or provide any feedback, this is the preview of the tutorial. I'll just share the link to the PR in chat.
Like, by any chance, like, are we embedding any designs related to this tutorial inside the docs? I think that would be helpful.
Yes, we are importing the Cassandra service and Cassandra stateful set. I've taken those YAML files from the Kubernetes documentation, and then we are deploying it and merging the design.
I mean, like, we can put the embedding of the design itself, like, from mesh after exporting as an embedding. Previously, I think the function was broken. It's now working, so you can try that.
Okay, I'll have a look at that.
Thank you, Algun. So we'll wait for any other feedback.
Yeah, just real quick, Hargun, does that, so by the way, writing a tutorial, oof, that's no small piece of work. I don't know if is Awani. Yeah, Awani's with us, so she's no stranger to how much work that is. And Sangram is also, anyway, so we should, hopefully there's a few folks that are on the call right now that can go take a look at this pull request and just digest what is written, offer a little bit of feedback, or try to find any bugs if there are any. I interjected only to help ensure that the idea, the suggestion that you might embed a design, that's understood what Abid means by that. And so, Abid, do you have a link to that, or do we have like Awani, do you have an example of that you could share that way? Not only like Hargun might totally understand what that is, but I don't know if everybody else does. Awani, do you have a?
I think Awani put it inside a couple of learning paths. I don't know the link. Awani might.
Let me share the link right now.
Thank you. That's great.
Also, I think after yesterday's Meshery release, the toolbar has shifted its position on the mesh map.
Oh, that makes sense. Oops.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Hargun.
So yeah, we were asking for people to find bugs in Hargun's tutorial, and Hargun's tutorial is finding bugs in Meshery. So that's funny. Huh.
How could like one thing is that we're using the red color for highlighting in the screenshot. Maybe we should use some color from the theme like Apple green or maybe Caribbean green, because it like lots of red on page doesn't look nice.
I think we had a discussion on the color with Avani and others, and we decided on red, I think, if I'm not wrong.
I don't know like if anybody has other suggestion, but I think like I don't like that much red, but it feels like something is breaking or like this is the wrong.
Oh. In other tutorials also we were using red, so I went ahead.
Yeah, if folks like like Mohit is here to do some UX. Maybe Mohit has an idea. For my part, I've failed to help figure out some better color or some better annotation. So, but yeah, there's something to red. Stop, bad, naughty, wrong, failure. I don't know, but maybe we're overthinking, or I don't know. Consistency is nice though, when you're reading through some documentation and you know, at the point by which you understand the meaning of an annotation like this, the red here, and then you see it consistently used through the rest, that's helpful. Anyway, I shouldn't have spoken up because I don't have an answer. I don't, all the suggestions that I might have kind of suck. Like, one nice thing about red is that it generally has a high contrast with the screenshots that are taken, whether you're using dark mode or light mode in Meshery. It tends to stand out generally because the screen itself that you're looking at isn't red. But there are other project brand colors. Sometimes those are excellent to use. Sometimes they get washed away because those same colors are being used in the screen. Again, I shouldn't have spoken up.
Yeah, so thanks a lot for your update, Hargun. So next up, we have this update from Rudraksh. So I'll take a look if we have. Yeah, we do. So Rudraksh, do you want to go ahead? And you are still on mute in case you are speaking. I think Rudraksh has sent word that his laptop is crashing, so maybe we can circle back to him if there's time left. So in the meantime, we would go to Antoinette's item. So Antoinette, do you want to share your update? All right, so then Aviral, you have this update about mesh map to canvas. Do you want to share that?
Yes, I have a quick update on renaming the mesh map to canvas on Meshery UI pop-up. Just let me share my. So here I have renamed the. Just a minute. Here I have renamed the mesh map to canvas on the Meshery pop-up UI here only, and I've just made a small change in the popup.js file. That is it. That's all.
So yeah, thank you for your update, Aviral. Then we have Jaren's item on skip and delete some failed tests. So Jaren, do you want to go next?
Quick from me. I did removing some filing tests, mostly like the performance test and also the console adapter because I already removing from the CI. So if anyone, yeah, so also working with it last day. So it just need to little fix. So anyone want to continue with this one can also, this just need a bit adjustment. And I think that's it from me.
Hey, Jarens, do we know why those tests are failing? Or do we have an indication as to what the challenge is? Is it because a performance test needs to run for 20 seconds, a minute, or what have you? Like, does that cause part of the challenge?
It's mostly like the selector. So I just like checking the right selector for that. And also this PR can solve it, but there are just one or two tests is filing with this. But anyone, it's just need little adjustment. So anyone want to contribute can start commit to this PR. Ini.
Thank you, Jaren. So I've shared the PR's link in chat. So those folks who want to take a look, they can. All right, so we have 1 minute left, and then there's this update from Slok. So Slok, like, are you all ready?
Yeah, but that would take a large amount of time because we'll need to show how to add. Okay, as a quick description, I'll explain it quickly. So yeah,
Or just to interject really fast, we might thank everybody for the wonderful call and kind of wrap it up, and then suggest that if anyone's interested in hanging out to, take a look at Shlok's work, that they could. We don't make people late for other meetings.
Yeah, sure.
So that was a hint to here. Let me do that real fast. Hey, it's been a wonderful meeting. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself. Yeah, I've laughed at some of my own jokes. It's been amazing. We've had a successful Meshery dev meeting, and it's so successful. We've got more to talk about. I'm totally interested. I want to hear what Shlok is working on the model import, model export. For those of you on the call, if you are interested as well, please hang out and stick around. But if not, and you've got another conflict coming up and you need to go, just thanks a bunch for coming. I think tomorrow we have another Meshery DevOps, like continuous integration, build and release meeting. I think that's tomorrow. It is. And so the calendar needs updated, but like I think that the CNCF tag network meeting is tomorrow as well. And for my part, I've got a couple of to-do items. I need to follow up with Matthew on an item, and I need to follow up with Chris on an item having to do with tag network. And so, but thanks a bunch for coming, everybody. Feel free to drop off or please hang out and catch up on Shlok's demo. Back to you, Shlok.
Yeah. So currently, if you create a new component, so this is specifically for Amit, Ankita, Avani, and Hagun. So if you are creating a new component inside the integration sheet and you want to test it whether that particular component looks good inside Meshmap or not. So
Sorry. Yeah.
You might be on wrong screen.
Okay, one sec.
Little hard today.
Which screen I am at? Is it right now?
You're on Slack. You're showing your
I'm
Slack.
sharing Slack. I'm selecting one. Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I mean, normally I'm like bashing people, saying all kinds of bad things about people in private messages. I wasn't that time. I don't know what. That's so uncharacteristic of me.
Actually, I've plugged in new monitor, so it's messing things up. That's why. Yeah. So So this is specifically about adding a new components to the already existing Meshery models. So to add new components, what you can do is you can create a new row above this particular row, and you can fill in all the values that you have. So in this case, you can give the name and the SVG data, and and you can copy the rest of the components that you are unsure of from the rows that is above or below. And on that particular basis, if that model already exists. So in this case, we are talking about Meshery line icons. So this particular model exists over here, this thing. So what you can do is you can just quickly run one of the Meshery CTL command, and that would automatically map all the data from the sheet directly to your local database, and then you can uh, check and verify that the SVG that you added is working fine or not. So to be precise, for the command that we are trying to run is inside registry, and then it would be generate. So if you run this specific command, uh, then you would be able to generate the model for that for components for that specific model. So inside model name, you just have to copy this particular model name and you paste it, and you then hit generate, and this command will automatically generate all the components that are corresponding to that particular model. If there is something new, then it would generate new, or if there's no change inside the model, inside the number of components, nothing new will be generated. Moving forward, so if you update an SVG and you want to see that the data is reflected back inside your mesh map, so there's another command that is update. So if you run this particular command again with specifying the model name, then you would be able to update that particular SVG, and that will be reflected inside mesh map.
So
So
like
yeah.
regarding the core models that we had, like Meshery shapes and Meshery collage, are we still publishing them to the schemas repo, or is
No.
Spreadsheet the source of truth?
So from now on, the spreadsheet will be the source, and we would be updating everything over here inside the spreadsheet. And if there's a huge jump in version, so if we have 15 to 16 new components written inside Meshery shape, I would suggest you to just bump up the version over here. So if you change from 7.2 to 7.3, then the version history will be maintained inside the server mesh model folder. So there would be 7.2 components that will be the older ones, and the 7.3 will contain the old plus the new one. So there will be the versioning will be maintained inside the server mesh model folder. So, and we won't have to keep track inside the schemas repo spreadsheet, both the places.
Okay, like we only persist the versions. Like we only persist versions across models, not like if I bump the version of an individual component.
No, we are not persisting of the individual
Be
components.
shown
It
up
will be
in
of
the
model.
file
Yeah.
system.
Yeah. I think there are questions in chat. And I'll just answer them. So for this to work, you'll need to close the server, then rerun the server currently, because the new mesh map, the new components won't register automatically. But in a day or two, we'll have a working model import and export command that would basically you can import new models and new components directly from that particular command. So there won't be need to run the update command. You can directly modify the SVG, and you can just quickly check in and out of the command in and out of mesh map, but just by refreshing the mesh map. So there will be no need to restart the server. And yeah.
Like, does this command use the model import features, or those are separate?
Those are completely separate. So just a demonstration for anyone who is trying to do it. So you'll need to make the copy of the main integration sheet, and then you'll need to, I'll record a video as well, and I'll post it inside one of the public Slack channels so anyone can reference it in future. So it will be creating this spreadsheet, generating a GCP token, and then adding that token in an env variable and running the command. So there are a few steps of achieving this, and I'll record a video and post it inside Slack so everyone can reference it. Is there anyone has any questions?
Yeah, a post on the discussion forum would be really nice, actually. Also recognize that the way in which contribution is facilitated to a spreadsheet like that, you'll need to have a plan if you're going to share it broadly and help people contribute, which is the right thing to do. You need to help them understand how they can do that, how they can contribute inside of a spreadsheet, a central spreadsheet. So
yeah, I'll add that inside that particular video. So in short answer, we can just you have to comment inside the spreadsheet, and someone with the permission could accept the comment and change it.
Yeah, it sucks. If I'm going to add, I just added a 200 line model with 200 new SVGs. Like that didn't work. How about what if you were to post instructions about doing what you just said, but perhaps the new model and new icons that people add are left as an extension, like not included in the core spreadsheet, but as a separate extension that they can have as an OCI image, push pull.
Yep, makes sense.
Imports.
So I think that would be handled by the import and export command once we have that up and running. So import and export command could handle that. Yeah, I'll post it in on discussion forum as well.
Did we lose our host? All right. Guess we did. Abid, Hargun, Awani, the other hosts. Anything else that we missed today? Everybody good on the call? Everybody can't wait for this meeting to be over?
Yeah, I think we should be good to wrap it.
Nice. Thanks a bunch for sticking around, and thanks a bunch for showing that. Shlok, I can't wait for the Meshery CTL model import, model export commands. Matthew is on it as well, which is great. So, all
Yeah,
right.
sorry.
Hey,
Sorry, before I interrupt you. I just need to show my PR. Like I was working on issue number 11562. Can I share my screen? That's okay.
yes, if people want to stick around, they sure can. Otherwise, we'll see you all tomorrow at
Okay, yeah,
CI
that's
call.
fine. Yeah. Okay. Then I can show on tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Ukarsh.
Thank
You
you.
can still share the update on Slack if you need quick feedback. We might get it there quickly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I will share the update on Slack. Yeah, so I did posted a question on the newcomers that this issue was like assigned to me in the last call, but when I went to the GitHub, I can see that this issue is like assigned to Webhouse, but I have like already completed the work. So that's what like I wanted to ask like whether I can create a PR or not regarding this.
Yes. Yep. Always.
Okay. Thank you. So I will raise a PR and link it to that issue. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys. See you guys. Bye all.